The equation of BC is y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. That means y minus 7 is minus 6 by 4 times x minus 1. So you can cancel this here, 3 and 2. So I left with twice y minus 7 is equal to minus 3 times x minus 1. Now we want to write this in the form ax plus by plus c. So this is 2y minus 14 is equal to minus 3x plus 3. You take everything on the right hand side. So you get 3x plus 2y minus 14 minus 3 equal to 0. You get 3x plus 2y minus 17 is equal to 0. So clearly the equation of this straight line here is 3x plus 2y minus 17 equal to 0. So now the problem boils down to, in order to find out the distance of the distance AP is nothing but the perpendicular distance of the point A from this straight line, 3x plus 2y minus 17. So therefore what should be AP? AP should be plus or minus ax1 plus by1 plus c by root over of a square plus b square. Okay, so what is a here? Here a is the coefficient of x in the equation, which is 3. B is the coefficient of y, 2. C is a constant term, minus 17. X1 is the coordinate of A, the x coordinate of A. See, you see that the x coordinate of A and y coordinate of A are both 0. So x1 is 0 and also y1 is 0. Okay. So therefore, what is AP? AP is plus or minus, put the values here, A x1 plus B y1 plus C by root over of 3 square plus 2 square. So this gives you plus or minus of minus 17 by 9 plus 4 is 13, so root 13. So which sign should you choose?
Negative.
Yeah, choosing the negative sign, we get AP is equal to minus of minus 17 by root 13, which actually gives you 17 by root 13. Okay, so this was the perpendicular distance of A between uh, that is the length of the perpendicular from A to BC, AP. The next part of the question is, hence find the area of the triangle. What is the area of the triangle? See, the question is, hence find the area of the triangle. Hence find the area of the triangle means we'll make use of this length of this perpendicular that we have found out. You can find out the length of the triangle because the 3 coordinates are given. That way also you can find. Okay, x1 by 1, x2 by 2, x3 by 3, and then again x1 by 1 that I told you. That way you can find. But here I will make use of the length of this height that we have found. So okay, so area of triangle ABC. First of all, if you see this here, if I take this as my base, BC as my base, then this becomes my height, AP, which the length of whose we have calculated. What is the length that we have calculated here? 17 by root 13. So clearly the length of this is 17 by root 13. We only need to find out the length of the base here, BC. So by distance formula, we can find BC. So let us find BC. BC here is square root of x2 minus x1 square, 7 minus 5 square, or not 7, sorry, this is 1 minus 5 square, plus 7 minus 1 square, 7 minus 1 whole square. So this is root over of minus 4 square plus 6 square, which is root over of 16 plus 36, which is 52. Square root 52. If you want to write this in mixed form, what should it be? Prime factorize 52. You'll get 2 root 13. Right? 13 into 4 is 52. That is why you'll get 2 root 13. Therefore, what is the area of triangle ABC? Half base into height. Half base is BC and height is AP. So BC we have found out as 2 root 13 and AP is 17 by root 13. So root 13 and root 13 cancel, 2 and 2 cancels. You get 17 square units. Okay, any questions? So let us proceed to the next one, number 5. Out here, the question is, if P is the perpendicular distance of the origin, if P is the perpendicular distance of the origin, if P is the perpendicular distance of the origin from the line whose intercepts on the axis are A and B, show that. So let us try to draw a little figure here. Okay, so this is your straight line, say. Okay. See, origin. Intercepts are A and B. Okay. And P is the perpendicular distance of the origin from the straight line. So from the origin, if you draw a perpendicular, okay, so P is your perpendicular distance of the origin from this straight line. Whose equation? Now see, if the intercepts are A and B, what is the equation of the straight line? Let the equation of the straight line be x by A plus y by B is equal to 1, because the intercepts are A and B. So the equation of the straight line is x by A plus y by B is equal to 1. Okay. Now the coordinates of the origin is 0, 0. So what is the distance P? P is nothing but the perpendicular distance of the point 0, 0 from the straight line x by A plus y by B is equal to 1. Okay, let us call the foot of the perpendicular, this one, as M. Okay, so therefore what is OM? OM is plus or minus. Now in this case, when I'm writing A, let us write in capital A x1, because I already have an A here. This A is different from the A that I'm talking about. Okay, that we talk about in the formula. That is why I've written a capital A. Ax1 plus by1 plus C by root over of A square plus B square. So what is A here? A here is the coefficient of x, which is 1 by A. And what is capital B here? Capital B is the coefficient of y. Let us write this equation in the form x by A plus y by B minus 1 equal to 0. So B becomes 1 by B and C becomes minus 1. Okay. And what is x1 here? X1 is 0 because my point is the origin. So x1 and y1 both are 0. So therefore, what is the perpendicular distance? OM, or let's say P. OM is P. Therefore, P is equal to plus or minus A is 1 by A, x1 is 0. This is 1 by B, 0. And C is minus 1 divided by square root of 1 by A whole square plus 1 by B whole square. Just put it this in curly brackets. So what do you get? Is equal to plus or minus minus 1 by root over of 1 by a square plus 1 by b square. Okay. Now which sign should we choose? Which sign should we choose? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sumit Gupta, you can hear me? So which sign should we choose? Tell me, Devanjan, which sign should we choose? No need of choosing a sign, because if you square, everything will become positive. So you square both sides. So you get p square is equal to 1 by a square plus 1 by b square. That means now if you cross multiply, you get 1 by a square plus 1 by b square into p square is equal to 1. That means 1 by a square plus 1 by b square is equal to 1 by b square, which is the required proof here. Okay, this is what we needed to prove, so proved. Let us see the next one. Now, what we'll now discuss is problems on locus. This is something that you might just find a little difficult, but still, just remember one thing. You have done locus in class 10. Have you done locus in class 10?
Yes, sir. Okay.
What is meant by a locus? Tell me. What is meant by a locus? I'm sure you must have had a lot of problem in understanding locus, but whatever you think, tell me. Whatever, right or wrong, whatever. Tell me what is the locus. Tell me. Whatever you know, or even if you don't know, you say you don't know.
I don't know, sir. I forgot.
Yes, you don't know.
Yes, sir. I
Okay.
forgot.
Locus is nothing but a path. You know a path? Locus is a path. Locus is nothing but a curve. Okay. Locus is a curve on a graph. Suppose you're on a graph. On a graph, if I have this kind of a curve, okay, this is a locus. It's a path. Okay. And what kind of a path? It is a path traced by a particular point. If this point P is moving like this, then to trace this path, right? So locus actually means a path. But the point is, then you will say that, sir, this is also a path. This is also a path, isn't it? Or you will say this straight line is also a path. Then what is the difference between this path and this path, isn't it? That is the obvious question. The answer to this question is that locus is a path such that it satisfies certain special geometric condition at each point of its path. It satisfies certain geometrical conditions at each point of its path. For example, let us say a circle. Okay, circle is also a locus. If you consider this as a point center of the circle, O, and if you consider this point P, how does this point P move on this locus? Point P moves on this locus in this manner, right?
The distance between O and P remains constant.
Yes, Sumit, where were you when I was asking the question?
So I was here only.
Where were you? Could not hear me or what?
No, sir.
Then I was
Nothing came, sir.
thrice I called out your name. Anyway, what were you saying?
The distance between P and O remains constant.
See, P is such a point. P traces such a path. Here, in this case, P is tracing such a path. P is moving in such a manner that it is always remaining at a constant distance R from this point O. Whether you take P here, or whether you take P here, or whether you take P here, any point you take, any point on this path you take, this distance always remains R. So what is that special geometric condition that is satisfying in case of a circle? That it is always remaining at a constant distance from a fixed point. So remember, locus is a path. It is nothing but a path. But when in terms of coordinate geometry, when we are talking about a locus, in terms of coordinate geometry, we are talking about a locus. Remember always that whenever you have to find out the locus in coordinate geometry, always you need to find a relation between the x and the y coordinate. Okay. For example, if I give you this point p t comma t square, can you tell me what should be the locus of this point? As I told you, it is nothing but a relation between the x and the y coordinates. If you see here, the x coordinate, if we take as x, the y coordinate we are getting as x square. Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
That means the locus of this would be the y coordinate is equal to the square of the x coordinate. You understood? If you take x as t, let us understand this way. If you take x as t, then y must be equal to t square, which is equal to x square. That means what is the relation between x and y? Now you understood.
Yes, sir.
This is the curve, or this is the path that is traced by this point. So remember, in case of, for all the problems, whether you understand the basic definition of locus or not, but remember, locus is nothing but a relation between the x and the y coordinate. If we can find a relation between the x and y coordinate, we have found the locus. That is the basic thing in coordinate geometry. Okay, mathematically, this is how we proceed with problems on locus. So let us see one problem as a demonstration of this. Let's see number 10. Find the equation of the locus of a point which is equidistant from the straight line whose equation is given and the origin. Okay, so let us write the given equation of the straight line is three x minus 4y. Is it minus 2 or plus 2? Can't see properly. Let's say a plus 2. Okay. The equation of point
Plus
P,
2, sir.
which is equidistant from the straight line, 3x minus 4y plus 2 is equal to 0. So this is the equation. And what is the point? And the origin is the point. And the origin is the point O. Now what does this mean? Let's see in terms of a figure. Let us say this is our straight line. Okay. And let us say the origin is somewhere over here. See, suppose the origin is here. And suppose your point is over here. You need to find out in what way this point moves such that at each point on its path, this distance from the origin, OP, always remains equal to the perpendicular distance of this point from this straight line. That means this is equal to this. Understood? The question is, what is the path? Not what the point is P. Okay, the question is what is the path? So always remember, when you are attempting problems on locus, this is how you will proceed. The origin is given, the point, this origin is given, and this straight line, the equation is given to be 3x minus 4y plus 2. Whenever a problem on locus is given, we first assume let P alpha beta be any point on the locus. Be any point on the locus. So let us take P, this point as alpha beta. So what is the distance OP? OP is clearly root over of distance between O and P is alpha minus 0 square plus beta minus 0 square, which is square root of alpha square plus beta square. Okay. So this is what the distance of OP is. And how does this point move? It moves such that this distance OP is always equal to this distance PM. Okay, let us now proceed to find out the distance PM. PM here is plus or minus AX1 plus BY1 plus C by root over of A square plus B square. What is A here? A here is coefficient of X 3, B here is minus 4, C here is plus 2. What is X1 here? X1 here is alpha and Y1 here is
Alpha.
beta. So let us now
Beta.
find out PM. Therefore, what is PM? PM here is plus or minus A X1 plus B Y1 plus C by root over of A square plus B square. Okay, so you get this as plus or minus 3 alpha minus 4 beta plus 2 by 3 square plus minus 4 square is 5 root over. Okay, so you're getting this. So what is the geometrical condition here according to the problem? This point P moves such that its distance from the origin OP must always be equal to the distance of this from the straight line, right? OP must be equal to PM according to the problem. And what is
Yes,
OP here? OP here is root over of alpha square,
root over alpha square plus beta square.
and PM here is plus or minus 3 alpha minus 4 beta plus 2 by 5. Okay, so we are using this geometrical condition in order to get the equation of the path. Okay, equation of the path. We are using this geometrical condition in order to get the equation of the path. Now, how do we get the equation of the path? Now, the problem here is the radical. Okay, so what you do is you square both sides to remove the radical. So you square both sides, radical will be removed. And if you're squaring here, plus or minus will also go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is what I have
Alpha
left.
minus 4.
So now this becomes 5 square in the denominator, and if you cross multiply, this will become 25 alpha square plus beta square is equal to 3 alpha minus 4 beta plus 2 whole square. So you have got a relation between alpha and beta, and remember what I told you. What is the locus? Locus is nothing but a relation between alpha and beta, right?
Yes.
So have I got a relation between alpha and beta here? Yes, I have
Yes,
got.
sir.
So what I do now is I change alpha and beta to current coordinates. Changing alpha and beta to current coordinates. Current coordinates means you substitute the equation of locus is equation of locus of P is 25 Instead of alpha, you substitute x. Instead of beta, you substitute y. Okay, this is the required equation of the locus. If you draw this point on the graph, you will get the path of P. If you draw this point on the graph, you will get the path of P. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So P can move, say something like this. P can move, I don't know. P is actually a kind of a parabola. Okay, P is actually a parabola. It will move something like this in this manner, or say in this manner. Okay. So parabola we are not discussing actually, because parabola is in section 2, section B. So we will not be discussing parabola, but this is what parabola will look like. Okay, so this is what, remember that locus is nothing but a relation between um, alpha and beta. A relation between the x and the y coordinates is called a locus. Okay, and one last problem that I would like to discuss from this exercise, and then we'll move on to bisectors. Just one problem from bisectors, then I'll do circles. Straight line will be over after bisectors. Now, Devanjan, remember, whatever problems I am doing, do those problems.
Okay, sir.
And do whatever problems you see ISC marked in the examples, do those problems. Okay. Whatever problem I am doing, if they are ISC problems, then they are very important. In fact, most of the problems that I am doing are important. And if they are ISC problems, they are very important. 11. A point P is such that the sum of squares of its distances from the axis of coordinates is equal to the square of its distance from the line x minus y minus 1. Find the locus of P. Now, when I say distance of a point from the axis of coordinates, what does it mean? Suppose I consider a point P here. Okay. Say I consider the point P to be alpha beta. Then what is the distance from the x axis? What is the distance of this point from the x axis? From the x axis, what is the distance?
Minus
Beta
alpha.
is the distance. What is the distance from the y axis? Alpha. Right?
Beta.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the square of the distance means square of alpha plus square of beta. Okay. So let's see now. Let we say let P alpha beta be any point on the locus. Any point on the locus. So therefore, distance of P from x-axis, from the x-axis, is
Beta.
beta. Distance of P from the y-axis
Alpha.
is alpha. Okay. Next, what is the given? That the square of the sum of the squares of the distances of this point from the x and the y axis. What is the sum of the squares of the distances?
Alpha plus beta whole square.
Of its distances is equal to alpha square plus beta square, right? Square of distances.
Yes.
Okay. Now this is equal to the square of its distance from the line x minus y is equal to 1. So the given equation of the line is x minus y equal to 1. Okay, so distance of this point from this straight line x minus y equal to 1. What does this point look? Will this line look like? It will have a positive x intercept and it will have a negative y intercept, each equal to 1. Okay, so this will look something like this. this line will look something like this. Okay, because the x-intercept is positive, this is 1 unit or plus 1 unit, and this will be minus 1 unit. Why, you know? Because this can be written as x by 1 plus y by minus
Yes,
1
x
is equal to 1.
plus y by minus 1 equals
Okay,
to 1.
so this will look like this. Now let us calculate the perpendicular distance of this point from this line. Okay, let us call this point M. So therefore, what is PM? PM is plus or minus
Plus or
ax1 plus
minus
by1
plus by1
plus c by root over of a
root
square
over of a square plus b square.
plus b square. Okay, so here what is A? A here is 1,
And
B is
1
minus 1,
b minus 1
and if you write this equation in the form
b
x minus y minus 1
b
equal to
minus
0, C will be minus 1,
c minus 1
and A will be alpha and B will be
alpha
beta. So therefore, what is PM?
x1 sir. X1 sir.
Plus or minus, yes, x1
X1
and
would
y,
be
x1 and y1, x1 and y1 is A x1 plus B y1 plus C
minus 1 by root over of 1 square plus minus of 1 square.
plus or minus, this will be alpha minus beta
Alpha
minus 1
minus beta
by root 2.
is 1 by root 2.
Okay, so this is your PM. So what is the condition here? The point P moves that the sum of the squares of its distances from the axis of coordinates is equal to the square of its distance from this. So what is the distance PM we have found? This. So what is the square of the distance of P from the line is equal to alpha
Alpha
minus
minus
beta minus 1 by root 2
beta
whole square. Because once you square, the minus will also become plus. Okay. So according to the problem, what is the geometric condition which will give us our equation of locus? Sum of the distances, sum of the squares of distances, sum of the squares of distances of P alpha beta from x and y coordinate axis is equal to PM
is
square,
equal to the
is equal to PM square, isn't it? So this will be
yes,
alpha square plus
yes,
beta square is equal to
alpha square plus
alpha
beta
minus
square
beta
plus
minus 1 by root
minus
2
beta minus
whole
1
square.
by
So
root
now
2
if you
whole square.
simplify this, you can simplify this further. The simplification less than 1 minute left. So I'll do the simplification in the next class. And then after simplification, you change alpha to x and beta to y. Okay, so I stop here for today.